found that the firemen saying that they can't remember things is just as worse as saying no comment. They all made witness statements, they all had the chance to read them, and as much as they say they do really live that night, they do remember what happened. But obviously it was their friends that were on trial, their colleagues that they work with and still work with. So maybe they found it difficult to tell the truth. I think if it wasn't for Ken Lawrence being so professional and passionate about this case, it makes you wonder if it was a different individual, whether it would have even gone any further. But he did a job and he's done it extremely well, and I don't have any complaints. They might not have found them gross negligent, but that doesn't mean that they weren't negligent. They have, in my opinion, there was several failings from those 3 incident commanders. Yes, they didn't take the stand, so we will never know why they sent them in, what the brief was, what they wanted them to achieve, why they sent 4 men in to a building that had nobody in there, that was just a single pallet fire that had been smouldering, as Roger Day would say, when clearly it wasn't. They did a dynamic risk assessment at the top of the stairs in a reception area. They stuck their head out of some glass doors to say there was no smoke, there was no heat, there was no sounds. But where they did that dynamic risk assessment, the fire was over 100 metres away. They might as well have stood at the bottom of the stairs and stuck their head in and look at the stairwell. It was exactly the same conditions down there as it was in that reception area. I had a whole future planned out with Darren, and that's all gone. There's nothing. I have to move on and find a way to do that. But people to say, those 3 incident commanders to stand there yesterday and say, I hope we've got those answers. We do not have those answers, because they can only come from them 3, and they weren't prepared to stand up. If they thought they had done nothing wrong, wouldn't anyone think that they want to defend themselves? Wouldn't you think that they'd want to answer the questions? And they haven't. I would question why they would be happy to do that now, but not in court. What did they have to hide in front of a jury and a judge that they could say to families now?
Mandy, tell me, when you think back to that night, what goes through your head?
The whole night, from start to finish, the phone calls, what happened, what went on. You just relive that over and over and over again. It's horrendous to know that how my boy came out of that building 4 days later. Wasn't fair for any mother to have to go through. I haven't even started. I don't even know why Darren even went in, really, because nobody said anything. I have Darren's colleagues at Ulster Fire Station that won't even talk about it, and they're the ones that will know. They would know a lot more than what I do, but they won't speak. We probably will never know. Darren's colleague, his best friend, took the stand, and he didn't even say anything. I have to work in Ulster. I have to walk through the town. I have to see these men and their families, their wives, that ignore us, cross over the road, don't speak to us, because they believe it was our fault. They believe it was us who was prosecuting. You know, it's not us. We have no rights in any of it. So I've lost not only my son, but all my friends, I thought my friends, for 25 years.